Ah, so good. No Easy Way Out. You might have heard that song before. A gentleman named Robert Tepper had a hit with that in the 80s. But that is Dead by Wednesday, and that is a brand new single. And we're spinning it here, and we have two of the members from Dead by Wednesday here with us live in studio. We've got Mike and Esteban here. How are you guys?
Hey.
Good morning.
That damn Hartford Marathon delayed you guys, but I'm glad you made it.
As soon as we hit the highway, I was like, "Oh my god, wrong decision."
I was gonna play the song regardless. Like if for some reason you didn't get here, I was just gonna play it anyway at the end of the show. But no, that's really really good. Now, Mike, so we were talking when you were in the other. So you're an original member. You've been here the whole time.
Yes.
How long? When did Dead by Wednesday start?
Probably.
Oh, pull that mic up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, those mics are a problem. There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, wow. I think Opus and I met probably late 03. The idea conjured up around 04 and made it official 2005.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it had been about 20 years. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Gone in the blink of an eye, right? It goes quicker than we know.
That is true.
And Esteban, how long have you been in the band now?
This January will be 5 years.
5 years?
5 years already, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Wow.
Does it seem longer to you, or does it seem quicker?
Like that.
Like that? Yeah.
In a way, it seems longer, but then when you think back at it, you're just like, it went by super fast.
Yeah, no doubt. What went into the decision to cover this song? It's not. I don't think I've ever heard anyone cover "No Easy Way Out," but I always like the song. It's catchy as hell, and it sounds great. Like, why did you guys pick that song?
You want to take it?
So Opus is a big Karate Kid and Rocky fan, and I mean, who doesn't like Rocky?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It was. I think it originated with Opus and Dave. And then how did it come about?
It was Opus presented the idea, and usually I say that, but I do recall when I watched Rocky IV as a kid, I heard that song, and I was like, wow, I bet this song could take off like the previous, Eye of the Tiger, the previous. Like the Rocky series always had a hit single.
Yes. Yep.
So I was like, okay, this will probably be it. And it just kind of fizzled out. So when he presented the idea, I was like, possibly.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of toyed around with it, and he kept pushing it. It's like, hey, try it, listen to it.
Yeah.
So he kept pushing it, and it just morphed,
Well, then we jammed it that one time in the space, and then we were just like, oh, it kind of sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's excellent, and it's already getting played like on Sirius XM. Is
Yeah.
playing it, right?
It's actually been playing there, I think, since the third.
It's been a week.
Third or seventh, something like that.
It's been. I know it's been a week.
Yeah.
At least a week.
Yeah. Excellent. I assume this is part of the live set now. You guys playing this live?
We are going to introduce it into the set in 2 weeks.
Nice. At Swarmy Fest?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Looking forward to Swarmy Fest and seeing you guys. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys live. So really looking forward to this. Yeah.
The last time we were on stage was May.
Okay.
Yeah.
June.
Yeah.
June.
Yeah. So it's been a minute for us.
Yeah. And then now you've got a big next year, right? There's a big tour.
Yeah, we got a tour that's happening in January, starting January 7th in Brooklyn, and then ending January 12th, I believe, in Albany. And we're running with Skin Lab.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Have you toured with them before? Or?
No, it's exciting. This is the first time. I mean, we've hung out with some of those dudes like out in California, out in NAMM, but this is our first time actually jamming with them. So pretty excited.
Yeah.
And then we've got another run in March with Category 7.
Okay.
That is the new supergroup. I know John Bush is the vocalist.
Oh.
It's like a who's who of, I'm trying to pull up the members, but
Jason Bittner is the drummer.
Bittner's on drums.
Okay.
John Bush on vocals. And then
didn't they got a former member of Exodus in
I
there
believe
too?
so, yeah. It's a great lineup.
I'll have to look that up.
We're doing a few shows in March supporting their tour.
Yeah.
With them and Exorder.
Exhorter.
Okay.
Someone who else?
Exhorter, Hand of the Tribe,
Hand of the Tribe. Yep.
Category 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good. I'm curious, Mike, because you've been there with Opus from the beginning. Has the approach changed at all over the years in terms of the live show or even recording? Like you said, with No Easy Way Out, he had to kind of talk you into it. Like, has that process changed over the years, over 20 years, or
not really? I mean, you're going to have some, as members change, your, I don't know, ideology, your approach to writing and performing changes, but again, it kind of evolves. So, at the end of the day, you're 3 guys, 4 guys working together. So once you can gel, once you can communicate and get along, the music part, the composition and the creativity isn't all that. It's not that hard.
Right. Is it challenging when, because you and Opus have been, like I said, from the beginning, the core of it, like having all these changes over the years. Is there ever a point where you go, well, we've had a lot of changes, and I don't know if we can keep doing this. I mean, do you ever kind of second guess that, or are you just so committed to it you just keep going?
I think the maybe the last 2 were like, oh man, because we had written material, we had another album, like we had the timeline laid out for a year.
Yeah.
We had like 6 songs in the can, like we were on a roll. And then when you have these lineup changes, then it's like, okay, well, you can't use this song because once you throw all that stuff into the mix, then it's like turmoil, and then you gotta. So the last one of those, I was like, man, that's tough but again, when the right personnel is in play, then you rebound quicker. But yeah, it can be, you're building something, then all of a sudden just
right.
Nope, sorry, not
right.
happening.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh,
again.
got us again. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Esteban, how did you come to be in the band? How did you become the singer?
So it was right before COVID, I believe, January of 2020. The band had gotten a call. We were going to go on a 30-day tour. And yeah, it was like 4 or 6 weeks. It was.
I think it was slated for 6, but realistically, there was no way it was going to be 6. I didn't buy into that, but I think we had at least 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was long. I knew we had to take like a week and a half off because they had to break into Canada and another band was going to hook up. But it was the band had gotten slated for that, and the vocalist before me had just picked up a new career.
Oh,
so it was like one of those things of like, what do I do? Do I go on tour, pass up the opportunity? So I mean, no hate. I mean, anybody would have taken the opportunity he did. So
yeah.
And at that point, I was with another band, a smaller local band, and Opus had given me a call, and he was just like, "Hey, come down and audition." And I think, what was it, like 2-3 days later, I came down and auditioned. And then like 3 days after that, I got the call, and they were just like, "Hey, come aboard if you want to come on this tour." I'm like, sweet. Requested the time off of work and everything, and then dun dun dun, COVID.
Yep. When you auditioned, did you know? Like, did you get? Because sometimes guys will say, I auditioned for this band and I just knew it felt right.
Yeah.
Like, did you know it or?
For me, it felt really good as soon as I got there. Like, just the energy when we jammed and everything. It felt right.
Yeah.
It felt good.
Yeah. Did you know Mike right off the bat that he was the guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's sitting right next to you. Put you on the spot.
No, I remember feeling like, all right, this is like a seamless transition.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember any like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like we clicked like that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that's nice when that happens too, when you can have a seamless, because I've been in bands, not at the level that you guys are at, but I know like when this changes and it's like, when someone new comes in and they're just the right person right away, it's like, oh, thank God, this is going to be easier than.
And prior to him, we had a couple auditions. We had some, and like you knew within the first 2 minutes. You're like, all right, I'll give the guy the benefit of the doubt, and then 5 minutes later, you're like, all right, no.
Yeah, yeah. What like when others would audition, like what would be the prop? Like were they just not up to the material? Or
we had one dude, like I want to say I didn't hear what he had done before. I think I knew he was in a band. They told me, all right, he's singing in this band, and I think I heard a song. I was like, okay, sounds great. He comes in, and I don't know, maybe he just doesn't audition well, but he was nervous as, I don't know if I can curse on this, but he was nervous as anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he, to compensate for that, he had been drinking.
Oh,
so
no.
he shows up like reeking of alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Nervous. Now that combination, you can't sing.
Right.
You know? And then it was like, look, guys, like, so we said, look, go home.
Yep.
Let's try this again.
Oh, it was nice of you to say, let's try this again. That's
came back.
Pretty generous.
He came back.
Yeah.
Still, better, but no. So we had like stuff like that, or people who tell you they're going to come down and then they don't.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Usually the best I've found is through word of mouth, or like bands who know other bands, or approach other people. The way I met Opus, I approached him and I was like, look, dude, you and I should start a band. I never met him.
No kidding. Yeah.
I was like, I'm a better bass player than the guy that you're playing with right now, and we need to start a band.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to just like, talk to people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Was that intimidating? Because he's an intense guy. I think. I mean, from when I've met him, he's.
I was at a point. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
And it was, but I was at a point at the time where I was looking for something serious, and all the bands that I auditioned for at the time, they weren't serious. They weren't on it. And he was.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've got nothing to lose.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to take
but
that
yeah,
chance.
you're right. Yeah. It's, he had a big mohawk.
Yeah.
He's at a G-Soul. So,
Yep.
he, Opus, everyone knows.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like who is this guy? Larger than life, like personality, but
right.
But yeah, you are correct.
Did you, Esteban, like other bands that you've played in, were they similar in terms of the, your vocal approach? Obviously it's intense, and did you sing that way in other bands prior to this, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was probably I mean, it was still difficult to transition, but the easiest point of the transition was the vocal style was still the same way. I went from, scream singing to scream singing again.
Yeah.
So it was pretty accommodating in those terms.
Yeah. I'm always fascinated by that, by singers who can do that. Do you have to do anything to kind of protect your throat? Like, do you have any kind of a regimen?
Yeah, I mean, just like any other vocalist, you have to watch what you do, prior and post, performances. You have to make sure you're hydrated, teas, things like that. I normally steam my face, and I take like the normal Vapo steamer that you use like when you're sick.
Yeah.
So I use that, and it's like a instant hydrator to my voice and like nasal passages and stuff. So I do that, and I normally drink some tea beforehand. I do some warm-ups and then get into it, and then afterwards I normally try to steam my voice. Like when we're on tour especially, I try to steam my face before I go to sleep.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
So if you do that before you go to sleep, when you wake up, you're
a little bit, because I mean it all depends on the atmosphere of the club too, because they may be using steam machine, fog machines.
Yep.
Like when we were in Europe, smoking was allowed in clubs, so that was
really?
That was, man.
Oh, that was rough.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
The thing is, we haven't been used to it here in the U.S. for 20 plus years. So
right.
Going over there, you're just like, oh, I forgot about this.
They stuck us in the smoking room as all right, keep your gear and all your cases and everything, and you can hang out here.
Oh no.
In the smoking room.
Oh
yeah,
with
wow.
no ventilation. Maybe a window.
Oh,
it was
that's
horrendous.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I mean, no fault to them culturally.
Right, yeah, that's their culture.
It's their culture. It's
We
just-
weren't prepared.
yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
By the way, where do you guys record? Does Opus, does he have a recording studio
So
or he did or?
depending, like during COVID, we're all able to individually
Yeah.
record on our own,
Yeah.
so we can be able to record tracks like at home.
Yeah.
But during COVID, we did that, and then we still went in a little bit and did some in studio stuff with Nikki Belmore with Dexter's Lab down in Milford, Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we worked with him, and most of the time we cut our tracks at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
COVID, it forced us to, utilize this technology that was already there.
Yep.
But a lot of the tracks on our last album were done. Like I would record my bass tracks on my computer, like while I was on vacation with my family or something, and I'd send in bass tracks for a couple songs. Did you record yours live?
Yeah.
Or?
No. I mean, I only recorded a few live,
Yeah.
but most of the time I recorded them at home.
Dave did some tracks at home,
Yeah.
so we just sent the stems to Nikki.
Yeah.
He mixed them together, and that would be the track. But this last one, No Easy Way Out, he and I recorded the bass. Like I recorded at his place.
Okay. Okay.
And then we sent, at least for the bass, and then we sent that in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we've been, it's like, I don't know, there doesn't need to be a central location for everything, so
It's amazing, isn't it, to live in a
It's-
time where
it's
we have all
crazy.
this technology and
Yeah.
we can do all this stuff. And,
crazy.
it comes up a lot on the show too about how, the pandemic was terrible, but you have to find these silver linings where you can. And one big silver lining is it did kind of force people
Yeah.
to be creative in terms of how they do things and find ways to be creative they maybe hadn't considered before.
It created a new industry.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, and people, unless you grew up in an era where that was not possible,
Yep. Yep.
it's just, to me, it's crazy that I can record a track that can literally, like, No Easy Way Out. Like, when I was recording it and when I was coming up with my bass parts, you're not thinking of you're thinking of the end process, but you're
Right.
not thinking of, but it's just crazy to me to record this in a house or a basement and
Yeah.
have it broadcast globally
Yeah.
Yeah.
and sound pristine.
I know.
Mike and I have talked about that many times,
Yeah.
like on tour.
Nuts.
It's like
I love it.
we have the ability to be able to record anywhere we want. Like
Yep.
back in the day, bands had
Right.
to lock
That-
themselves away for
Or
weeks
like
at
the
a time.
major,
Oh, yeah.
big artists that could afford the equipment to bring,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Having an in-home studio was
Yeah.
like a super privilege at that point.
Oh, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
available to anyone.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The time goes quick. I wish we had more, but I want to make sure. So November 2nd, it's
Yes.
the event is at Taffeta in Lowell. It was originally supposed to be at Jewel, but for anyone who doesn't know, it's at Taffeta in Lowell, Swarmy Fest. Jenny and I will be there. Really looking forward to seeing you
Yeah,
guys.
I am
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah, super excited. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a bunch of great bands there. What should people, anything you want people to know about? Obviously, you want them to know the new single is out, your cover of No Easy Way Out. And what should people know else about what you guys are doing? Is there,
Wow. Check us out on our social media feeds. We've got some shows coming up that, what is the
you got a couple tours coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tours with Skin Lab.
Skin Lab tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be Northeast show.
January 7th through
Northeast
the 12th.
region,
Yep.
and our final date is
January 12th.
that the one in Albany or
Yep,
Pennsylvania?
that's all one in Albany. We start
Okay.
in Brooklyn on the 7th. We go Brooklyn, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and then back up to Albany. So hopefully listeners out there can be able to link up with us at some point in one of those shows. I'd love to have you guys come out.
Yeah, excellent. And we'll close out with Wasteland. And this you were saying off air too. This won an award or was nominated for an award?
Yeah, we got nominated for 2 categories. We got nominated for New England Best Metal Band and also Best Music Video. And Wasteland, this is the one we filmed out in the Mojave Desert, California for Wasteland weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, the video is wild. It looks
Yeah.
like that was. I mean, was that as big a production as it looks like? I mean, it's like watching a mini movie. It's,
We had hooked up with another festival that was happening. We were playing
That we
there.
performed at.
yeah.
And our videographer, she happened to be there. We got the permissions and the rights to be able to film, and
Wow.
everybody was with it. And it was kind of like it was a last minute spur of the moment thing, and everybody was on board. So we just ran with it. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it was a happy accident.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Great job. I recommend people check it out, the video for Wasteland. All right, we got to go. Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks so much
Thank
again.
you for
Sorry for
having
being
us.
a little bit late, but we love you guys, and check us out.
And we will see you on November 2nd
Yes.
at
sir.
Taffeta and Lowell at Swarmy Fest. All right, very good. And if you missed any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit, but we will leave you with this. Check this out. This is Wasteland. This is Dead by Wednesday.